are you doing?
Un besito, man. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, yesterday we did George Lopez and today we do Max Lopez.
You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
Now, Max, to me personally, okay, this is nothing that you guys should argue with me on, but Max to me is possibly one of my least favorite characters. He does have some funny moments in the last seasons, but throughout the entire show, Max is hard for me to like.
Want to see the coolest thing ever? Watch out.
But I am still gonna keep it real with everything that you should know about Max. Just like how I did with George yesterday, I'm gonna highlight some of their biggest moments, but overall, you're gonna get to know who Max is. As always, thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much to the members. You guys are beautiful. Let's get on with the video.
Hey, why don't you three go play in the front?
It's my yard. I can play here if I want.
Why don't we play a new game? Get the ball from the neighbor's Rottweiler.
I got a better idea. Why don't you take your tired ass home?
So when we first meet Max, Max has to be somewhere between 6 and 9 years old. He's still very little. Most of the early seasons are Max just being this quote unquote adorable kid that everybody loves because he's very outspoken. He sounds very smart. Honestly, when you first watch the first few seasons of George Lopez, Max more or less has this same demeanor as Michelle from Full House. Like, he is outspoken, he is smart, he's a little sassy, but overall, he's a good kid. Max has a lot of difficulty fitting in.
I can't sleep. I haven't been able to for a week.
Well, why didn't you tell us?
Well, I already have dyslexia and dyscalculia.
And it's when we first find out that he has dyslexia. Now, because of dyslexia, Max begins to start acting out at school, mainly because he doesn't want to feel dumb. And one of the biggest things with Max is just that he has very low self-esteem. Now, it is interesting to notice that it's not because of stuff that happens at home, because in my opinion, in a lot of people's opinions, Max is usually the one that gets the better end of the deal at home. You see, in the first few seasons, Angie is very fair with both Carmen and Max. But when it comes to George, George allows Max to get away with a lot more because he's a little boy.
What did you see?
Nothing.
Okay, you know this is wrong, right? Carmen, Max doesn't know any better. He's a little boy. But you could have blinded him. Who knows what's in that fruity teen perfume you wear?
Now, Max does pick up a lot of the behaviors from George. Throughout the whole entire show, you'll see that Max has somewhat trouble with meeting girls. And George often gives him more advice, but George is more proud of what Max is able to accomplish with girls, but it's much more of just a dad being a dad. It's almost like George has a very low bar for Max. And I think this goes for everyone too, because as Max is growing up, him passing the grade is something that shocks everyone. Nonetheless, Max does get by in school, and it's not necessarily emphasized, but you can tell that Max struggles in school a lot.
Hey, you carrying your backpack like that?
Because you said to take better care of my stuff.
Max, what's in the backpack?
Just books. You just spilled a cup of my pee.
It's kind of surprising how he's passing at all. Now, I did mention a little bit of his relationship with George, but when it comes to Angie, Max is more often than not a little more disrespectful. When it really gets down to it, Max seems to challenge Angie a lot more than George, and it's mainly because Angie is easy to give in to Max's demands. And for this reason, I feel like Angie is a little bit harder on Max than she ever is on Carmen. There's always two ways to look at it though, because George does look at Max as the kid that he was when he was growing up, and specifically what he wished would have been his life growing up. George tends to be a lot softer on Max.
But right now, no more video games for the rest of the week.
I wanted to talk to you before you went out to get the rest of Max's presents.
Go to the other room. I need to talk to your father in private.
Now, we know that Max has a lot of interest in skateboarding, BMXing, and eventually guitar. Max just wants to fit in, and throughout the whole entire show, you see that he gets bullied a lot. And once again, this could be another reason why he has low self-esteem. We do know though that Max and Benny do have somewhat of a good bond.
What are you talking about? Ashes.
I was lying to that man to protect Grandma.
What is he? A bookie? Bill collector? Repo man? Married guy with an angry wife.
All right, no more sleepover with Grandma for you.
Now, when it really boils down to it, Max is not interested in school. Max believes that he is meant to have a life just like George and Benny. And as I mentioned, the bar for Max is super low, that it literally makes everyone happy that he just found something. And in a scenario where George treats Max better than Carmen, George puts his foot down to look out for Max and ensure that he is not throwing his future away just for an opportunity. George essentially wants to give Max every single chance he can find to have a better life.
Why did everyone get so scared?
See how freaked out they got? Want that to be you?
Now, unfortunately, Max does have a lot of mishaps, and it's kind of interesting to see all of this roll out, specifically when nobody actually checked him when he was growing up.
What the hell are you doing?
It's not what it looks like. He came over here on his own. He threw a ball over my fence and said he had to go in the backyard to get it.
And I say check because, in all honesty, Max did so many bad things growing up, and the next episode, it was like nothing changed. It was like all back to normal. And it's not about, well, it's a new episode, everything's forgotten. There's always continuity. And you gotta admit, continuity is done on purpose here. It's to practically show just how much softer they are on Max, just how more lenient they are on him, and overall to show the character progression, whether negative or positive. At the end of the season, we can hope that at the end of the show, we can only hope that Max makes a smart decision to go to college.
Your hours, you paid up the computer, you learned your lesson, you're fired. Mom was right, Max. You need to have options.
Fine. But the day I graduate high school, I'm coming back, and you can't stop me.
I'm not holding my breath because George takes over the factory, and that is what Max wanted to do. Now, with this being said, it's more than likely that Max goes to college for a little bit, only to realize that he doesn't like it, and goes back to the factory to help out George. Overall, Max is a happy kid with somewhat self-esteem issues, and it's just mainly on how he is raised. George constantly tries to show him the way, failing most of the times, but overall, we have to leave it up to Max to pick up on the lessons and essentially have some type of accountability or self-awareness. In a season 7, I definitely would have loved to see how Max would have ended up. And before anything else, like, brother, I do not know what the writers were doing there, but it does still kind of emphasize just how low self-esteem, all of the creepy things that Max does, specifically with his cousin Veronica. If you guys enjoyed this one, make sure you guys let me know down below. Let me know if there's anything Max had done that would have affected his future as well. I really do think Max had so much more to offer. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for me. If you guys enjoyed this one, let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you guys have any episode recommendations, make sure you drop them down below. Thank you all so much. I will see you all on the next one. Goodbye.
So would you say this is a good marriage? Because if it is, I don't know why gay people want it so much.